Hey California Real Estate, welcome again to NHD Academy, where we demystify natural hazard disclosures for real estate agents and consumers. I'm Patrick McClellan, your host for this episode. Let's get back to our discussion of California's 6 important natural hazards that must be disclosed to a real estate buyer if they affect the sale property. And that would be 2 flood, 2 fire, and 2 seismic hazards. Now, in a separate episode, we explained one of the 2 mandatory fire zone disclosures, and that was the state responsibility area. In this episode, we're going to talk about the other fire hazard, and that's the very high fire hazard severity zone. In October of 1991, over 3,000 homes burned when a wildfire swept through the Oakland and Berkeley Hills after it overwhelmed the city fire departments. The fire was fueled by a mixture of urban development and steep brush-covered wildland. Nowadays, that combination of nature and neighborhoods is considered to be a very high fire hazard severity zone. Steep terrain, dense population, heavy vegetation, and difficult access all combine to create significant risks from wildfires that can quickly overwhelm local emergency services. And to reduce that wildfire threat, municipal fire codes in these high-risk zones now require certain property improvements, such as chimney screens and Class A roofing materials, enclosed roof eaves, and regular brush clearance on the property to allow a defensible space around buildings. And under the state's NHD law, the seller must disclose to a prospective buyer if any portion of the property is within a very high fire hazard severity zone. That statutory disclosure notifies the buyer that the property is in an area of increased fire risk under the local jurisdiction of a city or county fire department and subject to the added fire safety responsibilities of living in a scenic but wildland area. So there you have it, the very high fire hazard severity zone, along with the state responsibility area, are the 2 types of statutory fire zones that must be disclosed to a prospective buyer in a typical California real estate transaction. The very high fire hazard severity zone requires certain property improvements and maintenance obligations that can add to the cost of ownership. To learn about the other types of natural hazard disclosures, check out the other episodes in our NHD Academy library. Visit our website, click on the Training Videos tab in the top menu, and watch all the episodes there. We'll see you next time.